So I want to use this quick video to give you an understanding of how flexible nutrition and tracking your nutrition actually works. So you may well have heard of flexible nutrition as an actual term, and it's a little bit of an evolution from your typical sort of clean eating where you just focus on clean foods, which, like I've said previously, there are none, or there are no good or bad foods, etc. But flexible nutrition gives you a little bit more flexibility with your nutrition. So the idea is that you track your nutrition, you track your daily calories. I know some guys may have done this previously, may be doing it right now, which is perfectly fine. This will hopefully just reinforce what you're doing. Of course, if you're following the habits, or if you're following a slightly different strategy that I would have put you on or you've been doing previously, that's completely fine. This is just a different option to get you to the eventual same result. Okay, so I'm going to try and give you an example that paints a picture in your head of how you could potentially use flexible nutrition approach to help you still hit your goal and drop body fat, or even build up muscle if you wanted to, and effectively just how it works. So the example I'm going to use, we're going to try and drop body fat. So you're going to try and hit around 2,500 calories, and you're using a tracking approach. So you're tracking your calories using MyFitnessPal. You're doing this through trying to eat unprocessed foods and whole foods. So your meats, your fishes, your vegetable-based foods, maybe some starchy carbohydrates around your training sessions. So you're hitting that 2,000 calories, 2,500 each day, and you're dropping body fat off. Great. The issue some people have is that doing that for a considerable period of time is difficult, especially if you're not used to eating just those unprocessed whole foods, and you're usually used to eating maybe some sweet stuff, maybe some biscuits, etc., and you're used to having that in your nutrition. So you can actually try and include that in your 2,500 calories. So as an example, if you dropped off your daily nutrition by 300, say, so you hit 2,200 for the day, you've got 300 calories that you could include some sweet stuff, some chocolate, some cakes, some ice cream, or whatever it is. As long as you're tracking that and you know what calorie content is in that food, you can put it into your 2,500 for the day. And that is really simply how a flexible nutrition approach works. So for example, say you wanted to have a burger and chips or a pizza, and you knew there was 1,000 calories in that meal, you would then just have to make sure that the rest of the food that you ate, and drinks obviously for that day, came to around 1,500 calories. And then that chips and pizza or burger, etc., could make up the other 1,000 calories. You hit that 2,500 mark, which you know from either me giving you or you working out yourself, that's going to be enough to see you drop body fat off. And if you hit that mark, you're gonna be in a position to drop body fat off for that 24-hour period. And again, that should be quite simple and should make sense for you. You can effectively include whatever food you want in your nutrition as long as it does match your 2,500 calorie approach. Now, I would always recommend that you have your whole and unprocessed foods as the majority of your foods, especially when you're starting off, and that's what I give you in the foundations guide to start off with. Firstly, because it's going to be very difficult for you to go overboard with those foods and with the calorie content of those foods. So it's much easier for you to sit around whatever mark you want, 2,500 calories, eating whole and unprocessed foods. But it's also going to be much easier for you to go massively in excess by then including some sweet foods and some biscuits and snacks, etc., because they're much easier to overeat, and they're much more calorie dense. So take a chocolate bar, 350 calories, you have two of them, suddenly 700 calories, and you're above your figure, you're above the 2,500 I've used in that example, and you're in a position where you're not going to be dropping off body fat anymore. You might even be putting it on. So that's why I'd always say start off with your foundation of your nutrition being whole and unprocessed foods, one ingredient foods that you can enjoy and sustain for a period of time. And then if you are going to go to a flexible nutrition approach, you can then look to just add in little things here and there. And I'll talk about in another video how this can be useful, especially when you've got things like nights out coming up or meals out, etc., etc. Any questions with this, let me know. Hopefully I've explained it simply enough. If I haven't, you need to just come back to me with a question, either underneath this video or into one of the groups, and I will solve that problem and answer that question for you.